What's up, guys? It's Dr. Jim. I am your CBD expert, your natural healthcare expert, and your worldwide virtual health coach, and I want to welcome you to tonight's live. Well, tonight's topic is hot. I was thinking, what could I talk about today? What's going to really pack them in? What are people excited about? What do they want to hear about? And I thought I would just combine maybe three of the most talked about topics that we could think of. CBD oil, all right? Autoimmune conditions, and weight loss, all right? So tonight's topic is CBD oil and the autoimmune and weight loss connection, right? Does that sound exciting? Dude, I gotta tell you, it is super exciting. You're not gonna believe what we're gonna talk about today. Please like this and share this and put this out everywhere. So once again, tonight's topic is CBD oil and the autoimmune and weight loss connection. Now, while you're getting on, please put in where you're coming in from, because I love to know. People are coming in from all over the world, whether it be England, Australia, Canada, United States, every state in the union. I want everybody represented, and I want to know, put in where you're coming in from and whether you're watching this live, because I have to know, are you getting the full energy of Dr. Jim live? Are you watching on the replay? But either way, today is going to be awesome. Thanks for getting on, Lisa and Evelyn and Deva and Danetta and Brenda and just everybody getting on. I could spend the next hour just thanking everybody that's getting on, but thank you for getting on. The disclaimer for today is I'm not your doctor tonight. You're not my patient tonight. There's nothing about tonight that constitutes a doctor-patient relationship. So please don't change anything about your current medical treatment because you heard me talk about something cool in this video. Number 2 is CBD oil is a natural supplement. It is not a drug. Therefore, it is not intended for the diagnosis, treatment, or cure of any specific condition, including anything that we talk about in this video tonight. All right? So we got all that out of the way. So tonight's topic is hot. It is CBD oil and the autoimmune and weight loss connection. All right? Now, many of you may not know this about me, but over the last 5 years, I have been deeply entrenched in the world of advanced weight loss. All right. I mean, I'm in the trenches every day working with patients and clients in advanced weight loss. Now, what that means is in the last 5 years, I've helped over 3,000 people lose 20 to 40 pounds actually very quickly and keep it off. All right. I have a number of clients who've lost well over 100 pounds. This is what I do. This is a huge part of my practice, and I've been doing this for a very, very long time, all right, with serious good results. And one of the things that I have noticed in all of these thousands of people, for the people that really, really struggle with weight loss, all right, now, when I say people who really, really struggle with weight loss, I've got to sort of define that. These are people who are really trying, all right? People that have changed their diet. They're eating what's considered a good diet. They're trying to move their butt a little bit. You know, people that are making an attempt. When I'm talking about people that are struggling with weight loss, I'm not talking about people that are sitting and eating 4 or 5 bags of Cheetos on the couch and drinking gallons of Coca-Cola, and they're like, I don't understand why I can't lose weight. There's something wrong with my metabolism. There's nothing wrong with your metabolism. Put the Cheetos and the Coca-Cola down, probably make a huge difference, all right? That's not the people I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is people who struggle with weight loss, who feel like they've read this book, they followed this program, and, you know, their friend at work, oh, she lost 30 pounds. Me, I gained 6. What's wrong with me, all right? People that struggle with weight loss like that, it has been my experience. What I have discovered is that many of them, if not all of them, suffer from some type of underlying health condition that is interfering with their ability to lose weight. Very commonly, there are autoimmune conditions at play, all right? There's imbalances in the body. They have a broken metabolism. And ultimately, there we go, Susan, minus 133 pounds with Dr. Jim. He's the best. I love you, Susan. Thank you for getting on tonight, all right? So this is why I've created or wanted to talk about this autoimmune and weight loss connection and how does CBD oil factor into it, all right? Because it's a big deal. Well, I came up with, and listen, this is not an exhaustive list. And I want you to understand that every one of these, the body is very complex, and each one of these interplays with the other one in many different ways. But these were just 3, because I felt like, you know what? we can digest 3 things tonight, all right? So 3 ways that there's an CBD can help in the autoimmune and weight loss connection. Number 1, you can't talk about weight loss or struggles with weight loss without talking about your thyroid, all right? Your thyroid is absolutely so important. It's paramount to be functioning properly if you want to have a good metabolism, if you're going to be able to lose weight, all right? Because I can tell you, if your thyroid is not functioning, if you have a serious low thyroid, guess what? You could eat next to nothing and still gain weight, because your thyroid and the thyroid hormones actually control how quickly your metabolism works. And I'm talking how your metabolism works in every cell in your body. There's literally receptor sites on every single cell in your body that have thyroid receptors, all right? And when thyroid hormones attach to those receptors, it affects the metabolism of the cell, all right? So it is very common for people that struggle with weight loss to have a thyroid problem. And people go, you know what? I get it, doc. I felt all these symptoms of a low thyroid. I couldn't lose weight. I started gaining weight fairly rapidly. I started getting cold all the time. My hair started coming out. My skin got dry. My digestion got slow. I just felt really, really sluggish all the time and cold and started gaining weight. So I went to the doctor and said, this is all my symptoms. And the doctor goes, you probably have a low thyroid. Here, let's run this test. Yep, your TSH is out of balance. You have a low thyroid. And you're like, oh, thank God. I knew that was a problem. It's not my eating. It's literally, I have a hormone problem. It's my thyroid. So they go ahead and they write you a prescription for thyroid hormones. You start taking this. They come back and check me out in 3 months. You go back in 3 months and they're like, man, they retake the test and they're like, hey, we got it. Everything looks perfect. All your numbers are in the range. And that's when you look at them like, you've got to be kidding me, doc. I haven't lost a pound. My energy still stinks. I'm still cold all the time. My hair's still coming out. And you say you got it? Like, I don't think you got it. And this is the reason why. All right. The number 1 cause of a low thyroid in the United States, bar none, is an autoimmune condition that attacks your thyroid. Okay. Now, I know a lot of people go, oh, I got tested for that. I said I didn't have it. The testing's a little funky, but the number 1 cause of a low thyroid in the United States is actually an autoimmune attack against your thyroid, which destroys the thyroid and ultimately makes it go low. The name for it is Hashimoto's, okay? Now, here's the thing. If the number 1 cause of a low thyroid in the United States, now what's a low thyroid going to do? It's going to slow your metabolism, it's going to make you gain weight. The number 1 cause of it is an autoimmune condition. So just giving someone thyroid hormones doesn't fix that, right? And the reason is because autoimmune conditions is an imbalance in your immune system, and it creates all these inflammatory products floating around in your bloodstream, and it interferes with how thyroid hormones can attach to the cells. So all your numbers could look normal and you could still have all the symptoms of a low thyroid. So there's your problem. Doc gave you thyroid hormones, says everything's great, and you still can't lose weight. All right? That's awful, right? So what I'm telling you is that what's awesome about CBD oil is CBD oil in autoimmune conditions has this amazing ability to help regulate and balance the immune system, all right? And if you can bring the immune system more into balance, then you can help slow and stop some of the attack against the thyroid gland. And you can calm down all these inflammatory products floating around in the bloodstream, which are interfering with how those thyroid hormones can attach to their cells. And when you do that, that can have a very positive impact for thyroid function, thyroid expression, all right? And both of those, in taking care of the autoimmune condition, are going to have a very, very positive impact on weight loss. Because if all of a sudden your thyroid hormones weren't getting through because of all this inflammatory junk, and now your thyroid hormones do get through, now it's going to ramp up your metabolism. Do you get what I'm talking about? Put a yes in the comments if you get what I'm talking about, if that made sense. If you understood what I just said, please put a yes in the comments so I know that you're getting what I'm laying down, all right? Because this is important stuff, and I want to make sure that everybody is getting what I'm putting down, all right? So, number 1 in the autoimmune and weight loss connection is the impact that CBD oil can have in helping with thyroid, all right? Because this is really important. The number one cause of a low thyroid in the United States, bar none, is an autoimmune condition that attacks and destroys your thyroid gland. Autoimmune conditions are an imbalance in the immune system. CBD oil helps create balance in the immune system, right? So if it can help create balance in the immune system, you help slow down some of the attack, all right? Now, number two, autoimmune conditions are seriously connected to inflammation, right? Now, inflammation does some really nasty things, all right? And we're going to talk about them mainly from a weight loss perspective tonight. Inflammation interferes with how certain hormones are sent and received by cells, all right? So it interferes with how thyroid hormones are sent and received. We just talked about that, right? It interferes with insulin, leptin. These are really important hormones. I just want to make sure I got them. And then inflammation does also create a stress response in the body. And when you create a stress response in the body, that can also increase... What? Froze. Did I freeze or did somebody else freeze? I don't know. But basically, it can create... am I frozen, everyone? Who's frozen? Me? You frozen? I'm frozen. Who's frozen? Nobody's frozen. Can anybody put a comment in there to make sure that I know that I'm still live and all is good? There we go. Thank you. I just got nervous. I saw frozen, then got it. All right. So, thank you guys. Wow, this I've gone off the rails a little bit. Thank you so much for helping me out, guys. I'm not frozen. Although I was frozen staring at the screen for a second. So inflammation creates a stress response in the body, and that stress response, how your body reacts to it, is it creates more of the stress hormone cortisol, all right? You get it? Cortisol. We don't like cortisol. Because all of these, whether it be insulin, leptin, cortisol, all of these can put you into a state, all right, of fat storage. Does that make sense? So it puts you in a state of fat storage. These are fat storing hormones. And if inflammation interferes with how these are sent and received, they can put you in a state of fat storage. And if you're in a state of fat storage, what you do is you start making more fat. Now, guess what? Here's the kicker. The more fat you make, your adipose fat, that white inflammatory fat, makes something called adipocanines. Yeah, easy for me to say, right? But these are pro-inflammatory products made from your white fat, all right? So get this. Body fat actually makes inflammatory products. And then those inflammatory products can interfere with how hormones are sent and received, which then can make more fat, which creates more inflammation, which creates more fat, which creates more inflammation. Do you see how horrible this merry-go-round can be once you get on it, right? It's awful. So what can CBD oil do to help in a place that all this inflammation from autoimmune conditions interferes with the hormones and can put you in a state of fat storage? Well, CBD oil, we know, probably the number one thing that it's most known for is its anti-inflammatory impact, all right? You have CB2 receptors on all these immune cells in your body, and CBD oil can connect with those and can help modulate your immune system. It helps bring down inflammation, bring down all these inflammatory cytokines, and when you do that, you reduce inflammation. When you reduce inflammation, you allow these hormones to be sent and received better than they do in this inflammatory environment. And what that can do is then they start to work the way they're supposed to. So thyroid hormones can actually get through and can start your metabolism working the way that it's supposed to. Sounds awesome, right? Right. So, number one, certainly the impact of autoimmune conditions on thyroid and how a low thyroid can affect your metabolism. And number 2, inflammation interferes with hormones in the body, and that can have a huge impact. And CBD oil reduces inflammation, and that's going to have a big impact. Now, the third part is kind of a continuation of number 2, which is the impact. I want to talk about the impact that autoimmune conditions have on fat storage hormones. All right. So, fat storage hormone number 1, insulin. All right. Here's the deal. Insulin, everyone's heard about it. People know that diabetics don't make it, so they have to give themselves shots of insulin. So everyone assumes like, well, insulin's good. If you need to give yourself injections of it, you must need it. Well, you do need it to a point, but I want you to understand that insulin is a primary fat storing hormone, all right? And that insulin resistance, all right, is actually a primary cause of weight gain and fat storage. All right? Are you getting that? That's what insulin is, that's what it does. All right? So, inflammation from autoimmune conditions interferes with how insulin interacts with the cells. All right? So, if you can't get, so it damages and interferes with the receptors on the cells. So insulin goes to cause an effect at a cell, and inflammation's interfering with it. All right? Now, if it interferes with it, now you actually need to produce more insulin to have the effect you want. And you start making more and more insulin. All right? Now, guess what? We don't want more and more insulin. Why don't we want more and more insulin? Because insulin's a primary fat storage hormone. Insulin is also pro-inflammatory. So guess what? The more insulin you make, the more inflammation you make. The more inflammation you make, the more insulin you need. And it just, once again, here's this horrible place that you end up going. So so when you have an autoimmune condition that creates inflammation, and that's the interaction it's going to have with insulin. Number 2, leptin. Now, this is a hormone that people have heard of insulin. Not everybody's heard about leptin, all right? But I want you to understand how important leptin is. Now, leptin is a hormone. Now, when the people discovered this, they literally thought they had solved obesity. That the discovery of leptin, they thought they were going to be richer than Bill Gates. Because what they found out was when they took the leptin gene out of mice blew up so fat they couldn't walk. And when they put the leptin gene back in mice shrunk right back down. And they went, oh, we found it. We're going to be rich. But guess what they found out? People that are overweight or obese have a ton of leptin floating around in their bodies. So they already have all this. The problem is their cells are no longer receptive to the leptin signal. Because this is what leptin is trying to tell your body. Hey, stop eating, start burning fat for fuel. But due to inflammation, these receptors for leptin get all clouded and blocked up, and the leptin goes to tell your brain like, hey, stop eating, start burning fat, and it never gets the signal. So your body continues to crave and be hungry, and your body never starts burning body fat because the hormone that's supposed to be telling it to do it never gets the signal. All right? So those are two ways, those are two hormones and how they're impacted by inflammation and autoimmune conditions. Now, once again, we go back to the fact that CBD oil helps reduce inflammation. And if you can reduce inflammation, what you're going to do is you're going to clear up the receptor sites so that insulin and leptin can work the way they're supposed to. And when they work the way they're supposed to, you can reduce insulin levels. You can actually reduce leptin levels, which are going to help you become more sensitized to it again. And then they will start to work the way they were supposed to. That would make a huge difference. All right. Last one about hormones, the impact on fat storage hormones is the hormone cortisol. All right. Now, chronic inflammation from autoimmune conditions create a stress response in the body, and that stress response, your body responds by producing more cortisol. That's a stress hormone. Well, cortisol is one of your primary fat storing hormones, just the same. All right. And it also it can disrupt your sleep cycles, give you anxiety and stress. All right. So guess what? We also know that disrupted sleep patterns affect weight loss. All right. So once again, like I said before, I can only really kind of break it down into 3 because we could go on all night. But want you to know that they're all interconnected, all right? So these high cortisol levels from chronic inflammation in autoimmune conditions can have a huge, they will cause an increase in cortisol levels. That is a fat storage hormone. That can also disrupt your sleep, and disruptive sleep turns into poor weight loss, all right? Weight gain, all right? So it's one of the reasons why people that work third shift are often have problems losing weight, because their bodies aren't in sync, all right? So that's really important. Now, we know from the research, this is where CBD oil comes in, is that CBD oil helps reduce cortisol levels. It helps reduce this stress hormone, all right? That's awesome. Because if you can reduce that stress hormone, you're reducing the fat storage potential of that hormone, okay? If you can reduce that hormone, you're gonna be able to get better sleep. And better sleep is going to help more people get into that fat burning state, all right? So that's what's important. Now, okay, I don't know what you're saying. All right, so CBD oil helps reduce inflammation. All right, so to recap, the three big reasons, the big autoimmune and weight loss connection with CBD oil is, number one, is that the number one cause of a low thyroid in the United States is an autoimmune condition that attacks your thyroid. Since your thyroid controls all metabolic activity in the body, then we want to calm down or balance the autoimmune attack. And this is a big, important thing when we look at balance, is we need to see balance in the immune system. That helps calm down the thyroid attack, and that would help with your metabolism. Number two is, we know that autoimmune conditions typically create inflammation, and inflammation can interfere with how hormones are sent and received. And these are hormones like your thyroid hormones, like insulin, like leptin, like cortisol. And we know that that creates more body fat, and more body fat actually creates its own inflammatory products. And so you get caught in this really nasty cycle of fat makes inflammation, inflammation interferes with hormones, which makes you fat, which creates more inflammation, and back and forth. And we know that CBD oil interacting with CB2 receptors has this amazing ability to reduce inflammation, and that's going to have a positive impact there. Number three is the impact on the fat storage hormones, insulin, leptin, and cortisol. And we know that its interference with the receptors on insulin make you have to make more insulin. Insulin also is more inflammatory, so the more insulin you have to make, the more inflamed you get. The more inflamed you get, the more insulin you have to make, and it just becomes this negative cycle. That's why most people that end up on insulin never get off of it. Now, I've helped over 40, 50 people get off of insulin, and the reason is because we were able to break that cycle, all right? Number two, leptin. Leptin resistance is really important, because leptin tells your brain, hey, stop eating, burn body fat. But when these receptors are all clogged up, they're not getting the signal. You still crave and want to eat, and you're still in a fat storage mode. And third is elevated cortisol levels are a fat storing state. It also disrupts sleep patterns. And we know that CBD oil helps lower cortisol levels. You lower that stress hormone from cortisol, it's going to be really, really awesome. It's going to help you with your weight loss. Now, what's really important in all that as well is, if you, I really think two things. Number one, if you have an autoimmune condition, you absolutely should be taking CBD oil, all right? If you are trying to lose weight, I highly recommend CBD oil as one of the things that you work with as well, because it's anti-inflammatory for all the reasons that we just talked about tonight, all right? It's really, really important. I will answer your questions, because I can't read and talk at the same time, Danetta, but I will answer your question later, because I might have an answer for what you're asking. All right, sorry guys. So if you want CBD oil that I recommend, what I'm going to ask you to do is just go ahead and put info in the comments. Now, here's the thing: if someone else sent you this video, then go ahead, by all means, get back with them. But if you're watching this video and you're like, man, I want the CBD oil that Dr. Jim recommends, I want to order it from Dr. Jim, go ahead and put info in the comments, and we will send you a link, and it'll be in there. Number 2, if you're like, man, this is awesome information. I want to change. I want to save lives. And you know what? I'd love a little piece of this $22 billion industry that's coming, and I'd like to make some money doing it. So if you could, in the comments, if you want to be on my team, if you'd like to get into the CBD oil industry and be part of my team, then go ahead and put info in the comments. In Messenger, we're going to send you a number of things. We're going to send you where you can click to find out the CBD oil that I recommend. You're gonna get a link so that you can click to take a free tour so you can see about being on my team. All right, it's awesome. So right after you put info, go check your Messenger. All right. Now, last part. All right, because I want you to get CBD oil. I really want you to be on my team because, man, we could change the world. We can do a lot of stuff. But here's the thing. Hold on. I just don't want to miss anything. This is important stuff to me. All right? All right. Now, finally, if you've been struggling with weight loss. Now, once again, like I said, I'm not talking about if you sit on the couch and eat 6 bags of Cheetos and drink a gallon of Coca-Cola every day. But if you've tried and you're just like, you're struggling with your weight loss, if you feel like your metabolism is broken, that there's something literally inside of you wrong, if you know or you think that you have an autoimmune condition or an underlying health condition that has prevented you from being able to lose weight, if you've tried a bunch of programs and they haven't worked for you, all right, then I'm here to help you, all right? Because this is what I've done. I am in a collaboration with a group of medical doctors in Europe. And together, all right, what we have put together is we have a test and a program that can tell you definitively, all right, beyond a shadow of a doubt, as specific to you as your fingerprint, exactly what is the cause of your autoimmune and weight loss challenges, exactly where your metabolism is broken down, and exactly what you need to do to fix it. All right? This testing and our expert analysis will literally give you, at the end, when we go through your results and we give you an action plan, it's very simple. This is the exact eating style. This is the exact eating style for you, based on your test, based on exactly precise to you, no one else. Your test, this is how you should eat, this is what you should eat. All right, it's real food, it's good food. You'll love it. And number 2, these are the exact supplements you need to take to fix every broken area of your metabolism, without a doubt. All right? Without a doubt. All right? As specific to you as your fingerprint. If you want to overcome an autoimmune condition, a chronic health condition, and those are holding up your weight loss attempts, all right, we're going to be able to give you definitively, this is what you should eat and this is what you should take. And when you do that, it's going to fix your metabolism. And when you fix your metabolism, by doing that, you are going to dramatically change your health, as well as make your weight loss from there going forward effortless. And what's awesome about it is this will be the last weight loss program you would ever need, because it is laser specific to you. There will be no 2 people that ever do this that will exactly be the same. It is so specific, based on your test, based on your metabolism. This is how you do it. This is what you do. So my question is, I can share with you, if it's okay, I have a program for you, and if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and share that with you. But this is what I want you to do. This is what the test looks like, all right? Now, I know it looks backwards on here, but it's called metabolomic medicine. If you would like more information about that test and the program that we offer, that not only is going to help significantly change your autoimmune condition, but help you lose weight effortlessly, all right? Now, this is what's cool. The people that I'm working with in Greece, the doctors, the medical team I'm working with, have treated over, all right, 40,000 cases of autoimmune and chronic healthcare conditions with over an 85% success rate. All right, so I'm just the one who brought this to America. All right, but I can help anybody in the world that is English speaking. We can work together. All right, so if you would like to know about this test and this program, go ahead and put info in the comments. All right, now what's going to happen is, sent over in Messenger, you're going to get the CBD oil I recommend, a link to the team, to be on the team, and you're going to get a link that says info about the test. All right, so you're going to get, you click on the info about the test, there's about a 3 to 4 minute video that really explains exactly how the test works. It's so good. You just, even if you don't care, get the info, watch the video. It is so good, so that you literally understand how could they possibly know exactly what I need to eat and exactly how my metabolism is broken. You put info in the comments, Alice, and we're going to send you a link to watch the video. Now, after you watch the video, all right, at the bottom there, what you're allowed to do, what I'm going to encourage you to do, is click on the link to, you can book a 15-minute phone consultation with me. All right, now it might say an hour in the thing, it's just we have it set up for an hour. It's a 15-20 minute phone consult. All right, you can click on that link and it will, you can set your very own video appointment with me to talk on the phone. We are going to talk directly, and I'm going to ask you all about your health, all about your weight loss concerns, and then I will help you decide. All right, I will help you decide if you're a good candidate for what we do and whether this is the direction you should go. All right, now here's the thing, on here I don't talk anything about cost on here, and the reason I don't talk about cost on here is because I don't know what direction you're going to need to go. And there's a number of different directions we may go, and all of them have different costs. So what we're going to do is, that's what the phone consultation is for, and the phone consultation is 100% free. All right, so if you want to talk to me and let's discuss all this, I would love it. Put info in the comments to find out the CBD oil I recommend. Click on there if you want to be on my team. And then also information about the test and the program. All right, so yes, thank you, Aaron. Thanks for getting on, Aaron Parker, the man. I love all you guys. Thank you for watching tonight. Just like I tell my son every day before he goes to school, be your very best today. Hashtag never quit. And I believe that God wants the very, very best for you. And the day you believe that, He'll change your life forever. Have an awesome, awesome day.